So I just finished my Sam's run. As you can see, I got two of the 2x2 spare ribs and all the fixings, everything that we're gonna need for tonight. So let's get back to the house. Let's get cooking. Hey, what's up, people? This is Wilson's house here again. Now, what we're gonna do today is show you how to make some good Southern ribs. Now, these are here we go. They are some pork spare ribs, but at the same time, they're still really, really, really good. So let's get in this. Let's get it done. Here we go. Now, I acquired these ribs at Sam's Club. Yeah, I'm giving them a plug. They ain't giving me nothing. But it's a double pack. And if you can see the price here, check that out. $25. And then we have another one over here. Let's flip that around. And this one is at $24. So pretty much $50 worth of ribs. And if you look at the pounds, this is like 20 pounds of ribs. I mean, this is pretty good. Now I'm going to make potato salad also, but I'm going to put that in another video for you guys to see later. So let's get it on. Now, as you can see, I have a whole little work area. Let me just zoom out. I got a work area prepared. You get the stove. Now I use purified water for my ribs and anything else that I cook. It's always purified water. It's never sink water. It's never tap. So here we go. Got extra large cutting board here. Just a basic bag from United Supermarkets here in Amarillo. So we're going to use that for the trash. Let's get it on. All right, now the way we're going to start this is we're going to take off all this nasty fat. See all this fat? You don't need that fat. A lot of people say that fat brings flavor, but trust me, all it is a headache. So what we're going to do is just trim all that fat off. You don't need it, no way. And it's unhealthy, so we're just going to trim all that off right now. On both sides. You're going to have to do both sides, mind you. So just get rid of all that fat. See that? We have at least a few ounces of fat already. Lift it up. It's not too shabby. Yeah, it's not too bad. And all that fat you'll see later, we're going to take all that off with the water. And you don't just do one. As many racks as you're going to cook, you need to do them all. So let's do them all. This is just one. I'm going to make this video short. But this is just how we're going to do it. And please be safe and be careful. Mind your fingers and don't hurt yourself. Okay, I have to emphasize, I have to cut into what I was doing because, yes, I can tell you people, hey, you have to trim off the fat, but a lot of people don't know what trimming fat means. So what that just means is, see all this here? All that white stuff, that's all fat. That's all grease. You don't need to be putting that in your body. I actually work in beef for a living. You know, all this stuff you can see in here in this bag. See all that? It's all fat and grease. And by the time that I'm all done, you'll see that bag is going to be covered. You need to make sure that you're going to have to do both pieces, both sides. See the back and the front, or top, bottom, whatever you prefer. You're just going to have to continue to do it. Just continue to do it. Take it all off. We'll be back here in a minute. Okay, now everything's all cut up. All 4 racks are cut up. And as you can see, I have everything already ready. Like I said, I use purified water only whenever I cook. I have a smaller pan and then a larger pan. Let me stand out. Okay, got the strainer ready. This didn't fit inside this bowl. Those 4 racks, let me tell you, it's a lot. Now, once you get done cutting all that grease, look at all this. Let's get in here. See all that? Look at all that grease. I have to say that's at least a pound and a half of grease. Like I said, I work in beef, so I know a thing or two about this. So what we're going to do next is just get it, drop it off in that strainer, clean it off Clean your meat. Always clean your meat. Don't trust that, hey, whoever processed this, they already cut it or cleaned it. No, trust me, they didn't. It's clean to an extent, but not in the way you think. Now, see these pieces like this that have no bones? What we're going to do is we're going to put it in a smaller pot. Pieces that have like a lot of meat, have a lot of bones, we're going to throw it into the bigger pot. It's just that simple. That's how we're going to do it. So let me get this all cleaned up. Let's get it done, and I will be back shortly. Okay, since now we have all the meat trimmed and we have it all washed, we have this, there's a bit of mess here. So what we're going to do is just rinse everything off first. Start with my knife, Ajax. I'm just rinsing off. The cleaning process is going to come later, like I say. We just want to rinse it all off. Right now, just let everything just away a bit. Board, all of it. Just rinse it off. Because what's most important is making sure that that grease don't seep down inside your sink. Just get it all rinsed off, all the things that you've used. Now, mind you, I already have an area prepared over here. Well, actually, I'm preparing. I ain't gonna lie. I'm actually preparing. I forgot to do it. But let's go ahead and just set this all aside right now. Aside. Have to remember, you have to think about E. coli and all those other different things. It's better to be clean. Protect your family, people. Be wary of E. coli. That stuff is some bad stuff. Okay, let's let it drain just a little bit. Just a wee bit. And this is taking too long, so let's speed up the process. I'm going to use the knife that I just rinsed off, squiggle it around in there. So there it goes. There we go. Okay, let's let that water seep just a tad. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and rinse that sink off. I'm using extremely hot water. I don't know what your hot water heater settings are on. Mine are on super, super, super high all the time. I know it's kind of weird, but that's just what I do. Okay, so now since I got the majority of all that out, just gonna let it seep down just a tad bit more. And take some paper towels. Then we're gonna clean this off because, like I said, you don't want all this stuff going down your drain. It's not good, especially being a homeowner or a renter. If you care about where you live, you want to make sure you take care of that stuff. Get all of that out of there. You don't want that going down your drain. We have one of these sifter things here. Knock that inside that little bin that we already have prepared. And then we're going to use a ton of Ajax. Mind you, sorry, I have to cut. You see, I already have the ribs going. It's on, all this is on high. See it? I got it on high, on the highest level that this Samsung stove has. And it'll be boiling here momentarily. We're at 207, so we'll see what happens later. So let's go ahead and do what we got to do. Let's clean it up. Like I said, you have to be careful for E. coli. The number one thing with beef, pork, E. coli, that's the number one thing. Keep your family safe, people. Make sure that all blood is cleaned with soap and hot water. Or if you use Clorox, that's your method, hey, go for it. Clorox works the best. But in this case right now, I got little babies in the house, so I'm just using Ajax and hot water. I'm just going to sanitize everything up. Clean it up real nice and proper. Just like that. Now if that's done, now the fun part. Yeah, I'm squirting a ton of Ajax down there. You might be wondering why, like, are you wasting? No, I'm not wasting. I'm not wasting anything. Just ensuring that my drains ain't clogged with any grease that might be in there. Like I said, once your septic systems get clogged up, bad news, man. Bad news. So we'll be back here in a minute, and we'll show you once it starts boiling. All right. All right, what's up? So now you can see the time is 3 o'clock, so like almost kind of close to an hour. Things have started to boil. This is a small pot, as you can see. I already removed all the grease, and it's starting to cook real good. That's what you want to see, by the way. Now, the big pot, mind you, it has a lot of meat and a whole lot of water. So it's going to take just a tad bit more time. But see all this nastiness right here? Let me get a close up. All right, see, this is all grease. This is all that bad stuff that you don't want inside of your body. So what we do, this is all from the small pot, okay? So what we're going to do is, same like with the small pot, we're just going to dump it all out. You want to get all of that out of your water. You don't want that in there. What you want is it to be clean like this. You don't want to see none of this. You want to see this. None of this, this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up this process, and then we'll be right back. Okay, now as you see, the big pot is pretty much done. Yeah, there's still, if you see that white in there, it's a little bit of grease, bone marrow, blood, whatnot. So you have to clean it all out. This one is completely clean. Check out the boiling process. It's 3:15. If you remember the timestamp that from the last video we saw, it's a little bit more than an hour. But if you look at this, I'll just take a spoon here. I'll go in deep. See all this nastiness? Most times when you eat baby back, St. Louis, spare rib, doesn't matter. All this nastiness is going inside of your body. That's why I prefer this method. Boil it all out. All that nastiness, boil it all out. You can see it visually. See that? Let's just get in there a little bit closer. See this? This is cleaned out. Mind you, normal when you go to a restaurant and you order ribs, all this is going into your body. All of it. So for me, I prefer to take it all out. So here we are, and the next video will be on the rubbing process. Now that both the big and the small pot are both boiling real good, now we're just going to take some Morton salt. You don't need a whole lot. If I had to guesstimate, maybe a tablespoon, but just mix it thoroughly, you know what I mean? Okay, then pepper. Regular McCormick pepper. Douse that in there. Maybe like another tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. Just gonna douse it in there. You don't need a lot, so don't overdo it. Because if you do, you're gonna mess it all up. Next, McCormick garlic powder. Sprinkle that up in there. I want to say a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. You don't need a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? You want flavor, but you don't want to overdo it. Next, get you a nice long spoon. And mind you, I have to say, viewer discretion advised. Do not try this, burn yourself, and then try to blame me for it. It ain't gonna work. So do this unless you know what you're doing and you're confident that you're not gonna hurt yourself. And you hurt yourself, then it's on you. I just have to make sure I point that out because this water is very hot. Actually, I think I should test the temperature, see exactly how hot it is. Okay, but either way, we'll do that in a second. But now you got it all boiling up. You got your spices in there. I already have some prepared foil. I know I was using the glass tops, but I'm just going to use some basic foil and make the top of your foil. And this speeds up the cooking process, believe it or not. It doesn't matter if you have a Samsung, Maytag, doesn't matter. Just put it on there, but allow room to vent. And mind you, whenever like 5, 10, an hour from now, just be careful because this area right here is hot right now. It has to be at least 300 degrees, at least. So whenever you're peeling it off, always make sure you go from the side. Don't go directly putting your hand over there because it's hot. It's very hot. And by the time this finished cooking, it's going to be even more hot. So right now, we're in the big pot too. So we're going to speed this up. We have to have this all done at least before 6 o'clock. So just allow an area for this all to vent out. That's how you do it. Yeah, looks good. All right, so we'll be back in a minute. All right, now, so we've been cooking for like an hour and a half. So now we're just going to flip this over and show you what's going on. I just wanted to show you the temperature of this, the way you can see the temperature of this water, so you can be careful when you're dealing with it. Check out how that's climbing. Good. Almost at the peak. Yeah, we're at 220 degrees. Move this back over here. See, it's climbing down real fast. But we already hit 220 degrees. So you have to be careful with this water. Like I said, and I'm going to emphasize it again, your discretion advised. Only mess with this type of thing if you're confident you're not going to get burned. Please take your safety in account. All right, what's up, guys? Look, I can't stress enough how important it is to make sure that this grease, like the grease that you've collected, does not go down your sink. You don't need this going down your sink. Trust me, it clogs up after a while. Whether you're boiling chicken or beef, fajitas, it doesn't matter what you're boiling. You never, even if you're doing ground beef, never put grease down your sink. Always strain it, collect it, and then throw it in the trash, like I'm doing now. See that? Just like that. Just throw that stuff away. You're doing ground beef and you're not cooking very much, it does not even matter. Strain it in a smaller bowl. Never put grease down the drain. I just can't stress that enough. You know, you clean it out and then you rinse it with I'm going to put a little bit of Ajax in this. I can't really adjust the camera. Actually, I can. Let's do it. All right. So let's do it like that. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of Ajax in there with a little bit of water. Just like that. Take a little bit of paper towel. That way you're not getting all your stuff all nasty and dirty. We're just going to clean it like so. You know, just all you have to do is just make sure you get a good one time. Trash. Get a little bit more paper towels. And then we're going to dry it with this. Just like so. That's exactly how we do it. See, so now there's no grease on here. Boom. That's how you do it. That's how you don't make a mess in your septic system. You don't have to worry about all these big repair bills later down the line. Okay, now the fire has been turned off for this. The smaller pot for about, I want to say about 8 minutes now. I had time to simmer down. Now this one here, the bigger pot, actually, you know, when you see the bones, zoom out, get back a little bit, that way you can see it. I'll zoom in from here. Okay, you see how the bones, like over here in this area here, see how they're starting to protrude out and the meat is not like on the bones anymore. Now it's gone down like that. That tells you that it's done. And with the meat tenderizer that I put on there, you see that bones there? You can see the bones. So when you see it like that, it's safe to just go ahead and turn it off. Take the foil off too. Just go ahead and let that simmer down by itself. See, this one's had about 5 to 10 minutes. So we're just gonna go ahead and make the process of emptying this out. These are bins that, these are foil containers that we're going to use to actually bake it. I have this already prepared for straining the juices out of the ribs, and then here is where we're going to do the rub. So let's get it on. I want to show you how I do it. But before I show you any of that, I have to show you here. We have just a basic rag, and then we have a more bigger rag, and then oven mitt, or oven pad. We're just gonna place it in there. We don't want to damage the quartz or the granite. So get some tongs, whatever you want to call them, doesn't matter. We're just gonna get these babies. We're gonna take this as hot water, one by one. Don't do multiple pieces. Do it one by one, because the reason for that is that some of these might be very, very, very brittle. Just want to get them all done. One. See, it's breaking apart. Shows if we did a good job. It's all in the boiling process. Once you get it boiled, and then you put that rub on there, you let that rub seep in for just a minute. I mean, I know people that they have to marinate their meat like all night in the refrigerator and all that stuff. This is not necessary, and trust me, this is probably way better than theirs ever will be. This is a really, really good recipe. Fall off the bone, man. You can't even take it out of the water without it falling apart. This stuff is so good. Hang on, hang tight, and there's not too many more pieces left, so we'll just get it all out of here. And I'll show you exactly how many there is. I'm actually like dumbfounded. So maybe this is going to be enough ribs for, say, about two days. I'm not going to eat all this one, even though we come from a family of 6. We're cooking for a family of 6. This is too much. Like 4 racks ain't nothing. When you cook it like I cook it, it's a lot. It's a lot. Trust me, man. It's a lot. So I'm moving it in like a figure 8 motion, just to see if I can find any more. Let me show you. Moving it like a figure 8 motion, see if I can find more. No, I found kind of like fishing in a way, not really. You want to get all that meat, all of it. Now, pretty much got it all. So now that is going to sit there for just a little spell, probably about 5 minutes. Show you the time. It says 6:10, so we're going to probably round up about 6:15, 6:18, maybe 6:20. Just give it time to just, thaw out. Expel that heat just a bit, because we need it for the rub, and we can't be rubbing it when it's too dang on hot. And this water here, it needs to cool down just a bit so we could dump it out. And I'm gonna show you what to do with this water, because you do not put this water down the drain, and do not throw it outside in the trash can. Oh my gosh, you're going to have flies, you're going to have animals, rats, you name it, all by your dumpster. And eventually, whenever they don't have no more food, they're going to come to your house. So it's best to just do it in the process I'm about to show you. All right, for this next step, as you can see, got the gloves on. What we're going to do is, once you put your gloves on, wash your gloves. Please wash your gloves. You never know what's on it. They're supposed to be sanitized and ready to go, but there's just no telling. Don't trust nothing, especially when it comes to your family. Always just be a little bit more cautious. Dry them up real good. Yeah, I'm drying them. You can see I'm drying them. All right, so next, okay, let's get a few pieces, right? Put them down. Now these pieces are still a little bit hot. Actually, they're really hot. But just gonna layer one row, just like so. You don't need to do too much at one time. And then now we're gonna use this here, this bad boy. Now this here, I found it to be really, really good as far as a rub. So we're gonna use this as the rub, okay? Don't be stingy. You have to remember this coming to your family, so don't be stingy. Make sure you get it all doused up in there. Just pour it on there pretty good. Now, what you do now is just hold it. Hold your hand on it just a little bit. Just like that. You ain't gotta rub it like they say. No. It's still warm. Or actually, it's hot. So just hold your hand down on it. Just like that. Just like that. And continue to sprinkle. Like if you see pieces that don't have no seasoning on it, just pour some more. Like I said, don't be stingy. It's for your family. Flip them over. Like so. All the ones that you have in here in the pan, flip them over. More seasoning. Just like so. And you're gonna do them all. Make sure you get them all of them. Every single piece that you made or that you cooked. You're gonna do the same thing. Just hold it down. Hold it down. See how it turns colors? See that? How you press your hand on it? The heat from your body and the heat from the meat is just gonna naturally just absorb in there. It's crazy. It's like magic, but it works, and it works really good. So I'm gonna finish up this process, finish all of them, and then we'll be right back. All right, see, after we finished seasoning them, I went ahead and I put the ribs in the oven at 400 degrees, and they don't need a lot of time. As you can see, they're already crisping up real nice. So if I had to guesstimate, put them in the oven at 400. If you want 400, you could do 350 for like 15 minutes, and then change pans or take them out, and then we'll show you the next process after that. But they don't need no more than 15 minutes, whether it's a full tray or half a tray. 15 minutes at 350. If it's like what you see here, I put it at 400, but I'm doing it for like 10, 15 minutes top. It's just because I'm making so much and I got a whole lot of stuff going on. But we'll get it on, and I'll show you what to do. All right, so here we go. If you remember the timestamp, here we are this time later. This is some pretty good stuff. I've already tested a little bit. I just want to show you just a small piece. Look at how it just falls off the bone. See that? I want somebody to enjoy that, so I don't want to take it completely off. I'll just show you a corner over here. Check that out. See that? Man, this stuff is so tender. It is so good. It's so juicy. I highly recommend you to try it, and I promise you're going to love it. I use this KC Masterpiece, the American Original. This is the one that I like for right now. I used to use Jack Daniels. I used to use a whole bunch, but for me right now, this is the one that, when it comes to soul food, I think that this one touches it, touches that just a little bit. For recap, here we are. This is a side note, but yeah, check this out. Cheesy macaroni and cheese with extra cheese. extra cheese. It's some good stuff. But on the side video, we have that potato salad, but you have to look at the other video for that one and that recipe. Be good, be safe, be smart. Love you guys. Check us out. Bye.